Welcome back to my happy place. We are doing Spinifex 16. Yes, that is the last one. So we have done 1 through 5 and 7 through 16. And when my set for number 6 gets here, I will go ahead and do a video for that as well. What we have here is the same as what we've had with all of our other collections. We have a 3.5, 5.5, 7.5, 9.5, and 11.5 inch Spinifex 16. And here we've got a picture of what an 8-point rotation will look like. A picture, of course, of the templates themselves in each size, and then of course I'm still using a low shank template. When we open it up, again, like all the rest, it's telling us that we are available in 7 sizes from 3.5 to 11.5, plus the mini 1.5 and 2.5 inch. Like all of the other templates that we have, we can make these rotations with the long side in or the long side out. It's going to give us a totally different look. We're going to do it with the long side in. We're going to do an 8 rotation and 16 rotations. On the back of our instructions are some pictures of some stitch outs and a short bio about Leonie West, who is the designer and inventor of the Westalee design templates and rulers, which is now available through So Steady. They're manufactured right here in the U.S. over in Eugene, Oregon. So let's take a little bit of a closer look at this template. What you're going to see is we've got a really rounded shape, or should I say, yeah, it's almost like an oval coming up and around here. These are the places that we can really fall off the cliff, as I say it. So we're going to take it nice and easy around there. Like all the rest, we are going to use the 7.5 inch template, and we have a 16 reference lines on an 11-inch square of fabric. Now, as we're doing this, you may want to go ahead and make your squares a little bigger, a little smaller. It's entirely up to you. I'm not sure I like where that's sitting, so I'm going to come over here. Yeah, this has got to be adjusted a little bit, and that's not uncommon. We want our foot to slide easily, and we want the bottom of our foot to just kiss the top of the fabric. So we're going to go ahead and pull the bobbin thread up. I'm going to go ahead and check and see how things look here as far as the tension and the ease of movement. Okay, don't have to do a whole lot, just a little bit. So what I'm looking for here is whether the top thread is coming through on the back or the bobbin thread is coming through on the front, and neither is occurring, which tells me my tension is really good, and I want everything to just slide. Remember, I want the bottom of that foot to kiss the top of this quilt sandwich. I'm going to pull my bobbin thread up in the very center of my 16 reference lines. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line up my straight line here. I'm going to turn my block into this in this direction so that you can see it better. And I just want to, there we go. Want to make sure that you've got a good view of this. Awesome. Here is the line on the front and on the back of the template that I'm lining up for you. Now, I've said it several times before, but it bears repeating. When we're doing curves of any kind, we want to slow down and use a smaller stitch length. Coming over a really sharp angle like that can be done quite easily as long as you keep going relatively slow. Keep your stitch length a little shorter, and everything is going to look nice and smooth and purposeful. Okay, at this point I can let go of my tail over here, which I'm going to do. Keep going around. Okay, so here we have, it's kind of a sharp turn, so I'm going to just do one additional stitch right here and then move on. The reason I'm doing that one additional stitch is to make that point of that turn well delineated. Okay, so there's our first rotation. Now I'm going to go to the opposite side of the block. Now, I could just keep going without turning the block, and that is what I encourage you to do. I don't do it here because I need to be sure that you are seeing everything as clearly as possible. And that right there was one very important point that I wanted you to see, how I came over that little cliff nice and slow and steady. Will that happen the first time you stitch some of these templates? Probably not. Don't get angry with yourself, just practice. Okay, I'm going to come down to the area where I need to take that extra stitch. I've got my needle down. I'm just moving this around, still holding the template in place and trimming off my threads. Why can I do that instead of burying them? And the reason being is we are going to be coming into that center many times, and what will happen is those threads will be locked in without any problem. So there is our second rotation. Here comes number 3. And this particular template has a very nice secondary design, one that I really, really like. You don't have to stitch fast. Take your time. I find it relaxing. I don't try to rush through it. I just think things look better if you take your time and pay attention to the details, such as getting around those cliffs without falling off of them. Okay, again, needle down, and I'm going to come to my 4th rotation, which is going to be directly across from the rotation that I just did, or my number 3 rotation. Again, being very careful, remembering to keep that stitch length just a little bit shorter to make that curve nice and smooth. And around. We don't need to stop at the top of this template like we've done on so many other templates, because there's no point there. It's all very nice and rounded. What you're going to notice is that the point is right here on that cliff area. There we go. And now we're coming back to center. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove this so that you can see what the 4 point rotation looks like. Isn't that cool? It looks like a four-leaf clover inside of something. I'm not really sure what. So let's go ahead, put our template back on, and let's work on the 45-degree lines. Okay, and this is going to give us our 8-point rotation. So we're going from 4 to 8 rotations of the template. When I call it a rotation, what I'm using as what my terminology means is going around the template one full time. It can be on the inside of the template. It can be on the outside, depending on what template we're using. The Spin Effects templates are all on the inside, which I think are the easier to use, especially when you're learning. And when you're learning, please don't be too hard on yourself. We all learn at a different rate, and that is fine. The other thing you may notice is that you don't care to do it the same way I do it. You find another manner that's easier for you. Not a problem. Go for it. Definitely do what is easiest and gives you the best results. Back to the center here. So now we're going to do number 7. This will be the 7th rotation. Yep, went down just a little too fast there. Here's where I like to keep it nice and steady. I love it when they come together perfectly like that. Up around the top. Kind of an egg shape there. And back down to the cliff area. You see how I slow down for that. Back to the center. And we're going to come on the opposite side and we're going to complete our 8th rotation. The more rotations we put, the more sophisticated and intricate our designs will be. Again, remembering to keep that stitch length just a tad shorter when we're making curves or circles. It's best at this point where I'm going around that cliff not to stop. It's too easy to move that template, and if you do, it's a lot more difficult to get it back exactly where you need it to be. Okay, so here we go. There is our 8 rotations. Absolutely love it. Love the secondary design in here. And I think it looks great just like that. But, oops, I'm sorry. We are going to go ahead and do another 8 rotations for you, okay? This has been a fun exercise, fun for me, because I realized there were a couple templates I've never used. So what I'm going to do with the next 8 is I'm going to start here and then come across to the back. So again, I'm doing it just like I did the first 8, where I'm coming across from each other. Okay? And we'll get one started here. There we go. And again, coming around this corner, take your time. Shorten up that stitch length. And then come around. And then You don't need to stop on the top of this rotation. Yeah, there we go. And over we go, and back down to the center. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around to the other side, and I'm going to repeat this. I am going to put you on hold so you don't have to sit and watch me make all these rotations, which is about as much fun as watching paint dry. So we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, here we are. I am ready to do the last rotation, the 16th rotation. This has actually been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed this project. And of course, we're going to take it another step further in that we are going to use our Inktense pencils, and we're going to color our designs in. Then we are going to again go through the template, using them in a manner different than we did this time. So basically what we've done this time is we have used them from the bottom out on every one of our designs. I'm going to lift this up so you can see it better. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love this. I love all this curved cross hatching in here. The secondary designs, and here we've got a beautiful little just simple petaled flower. And what I am doing with them, and I'd be happy to show you here, is I am coloring them in and making designs that I feel kind of look like stained glass, like a faux stained glass. And I will do a video on how to color these in. I will not be coloring each one on a video because I want you to use your imagination with colors and the such. So when I give you the instruction, all I'm giving you is instruction on how to paint them, not what colors and other things. I want you to make that decision yourself. So here they are. Some of them that I have done, don't have them all finished yet. Then we will come back and we will again make rotations with our spin effects, but they're going to be different than what the normal design will look like. So, hoping you're enjoying this project as much as I'm enjoying bringing it to you. And we will be back again. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter for the color. I was hoping the color would show up better. Okay, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share the videos. I'd be forever grateful. And until we meet again, let's quilt.